Hey everyone. So, did you know the average real estate agent loses up to 2 full hours a day just switching between tasks? Yeah, it's wild. Well, let's just dive right in because we are tackling something incredibly urgent today. Look, if you're operating a real estate business in 2026, you already know the landscape is moving faster than ever. You absolutely need a survival mechanism, a way to actually navigate those endless demands on your time without, burning out completely. And honestly, that's exactly what this explainer is all about. We're going to unpack a critical research-backed strategy that acts as a literal superpower for busy real estate pros who need to reclaim their days and skyrocket their productivity.
I want you to be totally honest with yourself for a quick second here. Does your real estate business just feel impossible sometimes? Like, are the constant pressures, the never-ending requests, and that overwhelming digital noise leaving you completely exhausted? Listen, if you're nodding your head right now, you are absolutely not alone. The sheer volume of what's expected of you on a daily basis, it can make even the most seasoned pro feel totally overwhelmed and honestly, just entirely out of breath.
So, let's get into Section 1, the real estate chaos.
To fix this whole situation, we first need to explicitly validate the incredibly stressful reality of the industry right now. You are attempting the impossible juggle. Picture this. You're writing a critical listing description, then bam, your phone buzzes with a buyer who needs a showing right now, and meanwhile, oh wait, your admin is waiting on paperwork to close a deal, listings, buyers, marketing, admin. It's this endless cycle of context switching, pulling your brain in a million different directions every single hour of the day. It's fast, breathless, and chaotic. Actually, scratch that. It's beyond chaotic. It feels impossible because, frankly, juggling all of this at the exact same time is impossible.
And here's the kicker. We are firmly stuck in the 2026 digital distraction trap. It's not just the core real estate tasks demanding your attention anymore, it's the relentless pinging. The sheer volume of digital distractions today just massively agitates the problem. It makes basic focus feel entirely out of reach. We all know that low-level anxiety, right? Seeing that little red notification badge with 500 unread emails staring right back at us. You try to write one single property description, and suddenly you're pulled into a text thread, then an urgent email chain, and poof, before you know it, an hour has gone and you haven't actually accomplished the one thing you set out to do.
Which brings us to Section 2, your productivity superpower.
Okay, time blocking. It is simply scheduling specific blocks of time for specific tasks. I know, it sounds super elementary, right? But here is the critical shift. It's not just a basic scheduling tactic, it's a defensive strategy for your time. Think of it as a complete lifestyle shift for your business. You are officially transitioning from constantly reacting to your day to proactively commanding exactly how your time will be spent. You do this by dedicating protected, heavily guarded zones on your calendar to the work that actually moves the needle.
Let's be real, a traditional to-do list is actually a recipe for chaos. It's really just an intimidating, massive inventory of everything you're failing to do today with absolutely zero plan for when it's actually going to get done. It invites overwhelm because your brain just sees this mountain of unstructured stress. Time blocking, on the other hand, it takes that chaos and forces it into structured, focused submission. Instead of just kind of hoping you find time to do your marketing today, you give that task a highly organized, definitive home right on your calendar.
Now let's break it down in Section 3, building your daily blocks.
So here's what a calm, rigidly organized day actually looks like in practice. From 9 to 11 a.m., you exist in one universe and one universe only. Client calls and follow-ups. That's it. Then at 11 a.m., you shift gears completely for property showings. Later on, at 2 p.m., you step into a totally new block dedicated strictly to marketing and content creation. Notice what's missing here? You aren't taking a client call while aggressively trying to design a social media flyer with your other hand. Everything has its dedicated space. This totally clears the mental clutter and allows you to give 100% of your attention to the actual task at hand.
But to make this timeline survive contact with reality, you gotta have strict rules. Step 1, treat these blocks as non-negotiable appointments. Look, you wouldn't just walk out in the middle of a meeting with a high-value client to randomly check your email, right? Exactly. So don't do it to yourself when you're in a time block. Step 2, close distractions. Yes, that means actually putting your phone on Do Not Disturb and closing those 35 browser tabs you got open. And Step 3, single task focus. Now, this requires intense discipline for sure, but executing these exact rules is literally the only way you take back your day.
All right, let's look at the results in Section 4, the ultimate productivity payoff.
When you actually commit to this system, the psychological payoff is massive. First off, you completely eliminate the cognitive drain of context switching. You are no longer exhausting your brain by jumping back and forth between wildly different activities. Second, you unlock this level of deep focus that allows for truly meaningful work. You can finally hear yourself think. And honestly, most importantly, it ensures high-priority items actually get done. Because you gave them a specific time to exist on your calendar, they don't just get pushed to tomorrow's chaotic to-do list, they actually get accomplished.
I want you to listen to this really powerful takeaway straight from our source material. In 2026, with so many digital distractions, time blocking is your superpower for staying productive and sane. Sane being the operative word there. That is a bold, empowering claim, but it hits the nail right on the head. It truly is the bridge between chaotic burnout and structured success. It's the difference between ending your day feeling completely drained versus ending the day feeling deeply, deeply accomplished.
So, I've got one final challenge for you before we wrap up. Will you try time blocking this week? Not next month, not when things slow down, because let's be real, in real estate, they never do. Are you going to continue letting the day control you, or will you use this superpower to finally take your time back? Take that to-do list today, map it out into non-negotiable time blocks, and reclaim your sanity. The system is literally right here waiting for you. Thanks so much for joining this explainer. Now get out there and go block that calendar.